to bring this meeting to order tonight, the July 26, 2021 meeting of the Village Board of Trustees of the Village of Villa Park. Clerk Kornecki, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Sillella?
Here.
Trustee Corkery?
Here.
Trustee Kozar?
Here.
Trustee Kumar? Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Patrick?
Here.
President Kazone.
Here. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please, and then we'll say a quick prayer after. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together this evening. May we have meaningful discussions that will help us assist our village in these trying times. Help us to share meaningful discussions that will affect the staff, directors, and the residents of Villa Park. Guide us through the challenges we face, and may we approach each other with respect and kindness as one group. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, our next item, public comments on agenda items. Clerk Kornecki, do we have anyone
I
signed
have
up?
no one signed
No
up.
one signed up. Any comments on agenda items? Okay. Go to amendments to the agenda. Do we have any amendments? Okay, seeing none. We will go to 5A, proclamation proclaiming October 2021 as Arts Dupage Month in Villa Park. Whereas Arts Dupage has regularly issued official proclamations to all the cities, towns, and villages in Dupage County on an annual basis, designating October as Arts Dupage Month. And whereas the arts embody much of the accumulated wisdom, intellect, and imagination of humankind, and whereas the arts enrich us as individuals and play a unique role in the lives of our families and our communities, and whereas the arts promote a better understanding of the diversified cultures within our communities and unify us regardless of age, race, and ethnicity. And whereas the arts sector in Dupage County consists of 2,272 arts-related businesses and account for 4.2% of the total number of businesses in the region, a larger share of the economy than transportation, tourism, agriculture, and construction. And whereas the arts provide full-time employment for over 15,000 workers in Dupage County, and whereas the arts improve our economy, enrich our civic life, drive tourism and commerce, and exert a profound positive influence on the education of our children. And whereas the coronavirus had a devastating impact on Dupage County's creative sector, forcing 99% of arts organizations to shut down, thus placing artists among the most severely affected segment of the nation's workforce. Even in challenging times, the arts helped collectively lead us through the darkest times of the pandemic, lifting our spirits, unifying communities, and providing entertainment. Now with the move to Phase 5 of Illinois COVID-19 mitigation plan, the arts will play a vital role in rebuilding our communities, jump-starting the economy, and leading us back to normalcy. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Nick Kazone, Village President of Villa Park, do hereby proclaim October 2021 as Arts Dupage Month in Villa Park and call upon our community members to celebrate and promote the arts in Dupage County. And here tonight we have Debbie. Thank you.
Director of Arts Dupage, and it's really exciting to come back here. I grew up in Villa Park, been gone for many years, but yeah, so I'm back, and I have to credit Willowbrook High School for giving me my start in the arts. Say no more. I see Jack.
How do you do?
You got an artist on your board, so this was a real thrill for me. I did the whole tour when I came here, so I want to thank you, President Kazone, and the members of the Board of Trustees for proclaiming October as Arts Dupage Month. Now more than ever, the arts will play an important role in our lives. They will help heal us as we come out of the pandemic. And as economic drivers, the arts will play a major role in the rebuilding of our community. The arts are businesses, they employ people, they use goods and services, which businesses get from the local merchants. They also draw patrons to local restaurants, bars, and taverns. They're in a movie or you for your support of the arts, and thank you for sending a message to the residents and visitors of Villa Park to get them hooked on a lifelong habit of the arts.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, with that, we will move to item number 6A, a presentation. It's the Sugar Creek Golf Course Year 2020 Audit presentation by Ed Tracy of Sheldon Fox Limited.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. I'd like to introduce Ed Tracy. He's a partner in Sheldon Fox. And he's going to provide us with an overview of the Sugar Creek Golf Course annual audit and annual financial report. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here tonight. We did do our audit of the Sugar Creek Golf Course. We did most of our work back in late March, but then we had to wait for some reports from IMRF and Public Safety and the Park District auditors to finish up our work. We only made one adjustment in the books of Sugar Creek Golf Course during our audit, and that was to record the net pension liability, which is something that the information comes from IMRF, so we have to, they're not able to book that until they get the IMRF reports. Our annual financial report did include our independent auditor's report, which is our opinion on the financial statements. It was an unmodified opinion, which is the highest form of assurance that we can give that the financial statements are fairly presented. We do look at the internal controls in place over the financial operations of the golf course and found those to be in order. A couple items of note for the year 2020, the golf course revenues were about $180,000 under budget, and that was strictly related to COVID type issues like the driving range instruction, the pro shop sales, the concession sales. Those were all significantly down. The actual golf course greens revenue, the greens fee revenue was much higher, was significantly over budget, and really had a really strong year from that perspective. Expenses were also about $145,000 under budget, and for the year, the golf course had a positive bottom line of about $126,000. The golf course Sugar Creek Golf Course does have loans outstanding to both the village and the Elmhurst Park District. There's one part of that that is the debt certificates that were initially issued by both the village and the Park District on behalf of the golf course. Those will be fully matured in December 2022. So there's 2 more years of this year and next year of principal payment on those debts. And then the other ones relate to over the years operating shortfalls and special projects where additional funding was provided by the village and the Park District. And the village, the loan from the village to the village in that respect is a little over $300,000 at this point. So I anticipate that once the obligations the golf course has for the debt certificates are fully paid off, that'll provide additional funding or additional cash flow available to pay down those other operating type loans as well. As far as you should have received 2 documents. One was the audit report. The other was the communications with those charged with governance. So we call our governance letter. It's mostly a standard letter, standard language. It's really an opportunity for us if we have difficulties doing our audit, if we have we're not getting cooperation, we're not getting support, we're not getting the information we need. That's where we would bring that to your attention. We didn't have any of those issues, so it's really kind of a form letter at this point. It does include the few adjustments that we did make. Again, a couple reclassifications, and then the net pension liability as well. So overall, it was, again, given the COVID circumstances, it was a pretty strong year for the golf course, particularly in terms of greens fees and rounds played. I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Okay. Do we have any questions from the board? Okay. Just a quick question. once we pay off these bonds in 2 years, and then it's the debt between Villa Park and Elmhurst Park District. Are those pretty much equal? Or
At this point, the Park District, the liability of the Park District from the golf course is about 3 times the liability of the village. This goes back like 15 years probably. I've been involved the last 3 or 4 years where those loans haven't changed that much. You know, they've been kind of, so there hasn't been many additional borrowings. So those borrowings go back a number of years, but the village's amount is about, like I said, about $350, and the Park District's is just over $1 million, I think.
And that's pretty accurate, because I know there was some confusion a few
Yeah,
years ago.
a few years ago, yeah,
Yeah.
a few years ago, and we did kind of go through it with both parties at the time, and kind of, you know, I think those amounts were agreed to, and going forward, like I said, it's been mostly, there's been little change in those balances in the last few years.
Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, any other questions? Okay, good. Well, thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming to. Okay, we'll move on to item 7, consent agenda. Item 7A, the minutes from the board meeting held on July 12th, 2021. Item 7B, the bill listing for the week of July 19th, in the amount of $548,470.45. Do we have a motion? Trustee Patrick.
Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second? A second. Trustee Solella, any questions or comments? Okay, Clerk Konecki, roll call, please.
Yeah, trustee Kumar,
Yes.
trustee Corkery,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Kozar,
Yes.
trustee Salella,
Yes.
trustee Patrick,
Yes.
President Kazone.
Yes. Okay, move on to item 8A. An ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, increasing the number of Class 1 liquor license to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables or at the bar for consumption on the premises. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. El Patron 64 Bar and Grill has changed ownership and cannot transfer the current Class I liquor license over to the new owner. Cynthia A. Gonzalez Torres, owner of El Patron 64 Bar and Grill, Inc., located at 623 West North Avenue, submitted the necessary documentation and has been approved by the local liquor commissioner to acquire a liquor license. If approved, this ordinance would replace the Class I liquor license to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables or at the bar for consumption on the premises. This ordinance then keeps the number of Class I liquor licenses at 10 and 69 total licenses within the village. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Since this is the first reading, it's discussion only unless someone would like to make a motion to waive the second reading. Trustee Corkery?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a second?
I'll
Trustee Murphy?
second that.
Okay. So motion to waive the second reading. Clerk Konecki?
Okay, trustee Salella,
Yes.
trustee Kumar,
Yes.
trustee Patrick,
Yes.
trustee Corkery,
Yes.
trustee Kozar,
Abstain.
trustee, yes, thank you, trustee Murphy,
Yes.
President Kazone.
Yes. Okay. We have to make a motion on the ordinance.
Yes.
Okay, so will you make a motion on this ordinance for the second, to waive the third, for the second reading? Trustee Patrick?
I'd like to make that motion.
Okay. We have a second on that? Trustee Kumar?
I'll make that.
Okay. Do we have any discussion on this? As the manager had said, this is just basically a transferring of the liquor license from the previous owner to the current owner. And we met with the owners, and so we're all, we're okay with the new license. So, any discussion? Seeing none? Clerk Konecki?
Okay, trustee Salella,
Yes.
trustee Corkery,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Kozar,
Abstain.
trustee Patrick,
Yes.
trustee Kumar,
Yes.
President Kazone.
Yes. Okay, so that passes, and so your license is all valid now. Okay, move on to item 9A. An ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, granting a variation from Article 7, Section 7.2 to allow a one-car garage in the front yard at 614 South Wisconsin Avenue. Petra Cyprian is the petitioner. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. The petitioner is seeking a variance to build a one-car garage in the front yard as a result of unique property characteristics. Per Village Code, a two-car garage is required and it cannot be located in the front yard. Staff reviewed the variation request and believes that a hardship exists because of unique property characteristics. The home was built in 1921 with a setback of over 100 feet from the front lot line, making it not feasible to construct a garage in the rear yard. In consideration of safety, light, and neighbors' view, a one-car garage is being proposed instead of a two-car garage. The proposed one-car garage would make it easier and safer for the senior citizen homeowner. On July 8, 2021, at the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the variance with a finding of fact that this variance meets the standards enumerated in Article 11.5 Appendix C of the Municipal Code of the Village of Villa Park Basic Zoning Ordinance. The proposed garage would measure 12 feet by 26 feet deep and would include a 3-foot apron. The elevation drawings indicate the height of the garage would be 12 feet as measured from grade to the top of the garage. The building materials would include siding and fiberglass shingles. Rear of the garage west elevation indicates a door and window. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Pedro. Okay, do we have a motion? Trustee Patrick?
Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion.
You have a second? Trustee Slala?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Trustee Murphy.
I believe there's a public hearing sign in front of that property. Is anyone aware if we've had any negative feedback regarding this proposition?
Andrew?
Has she been promoted, Your Honor?
Good evening. The public notice did include a public notice sign on the property, a notice in the local newspaper, as well as notifying all adjacent property owners within 250 feet of the subject property. Staff has not received any negative comments about this request.
Wonderful, thank you.
And the
Thank you.
petitioner is here to answer any questions should you have any.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Konecki.
Okay, trustee Kozar,
Yes.
trustee Kumar,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Patrick,
Yes.
trustee Silella.
Yes.
Trustee Corkery,
Yes.
President Kazone.
Yes. Okay, so that passes. So you guys are all set. Thank you. Move on to item 10, resolutions. 10A is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving a license agreement for a portion of alley right-of-way between the Village of Villa Park and the owner of the properties at 8 and 12 West Terrace Street. Andrew Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. The property owner at 8 and 12 West Terrace Street wishes to improve the existing alley right-of-way adjacent to the properties and use it for tenant parking. The alleyway is currently gravel, and they are proposing to pave the location to allow for tenant parking. This alleyway does not currently have any village-owned utilities located within it. A license agreement is necessary to grant the property owners permission for the tenant parking and to allow for the proposed construction. The license agreement will make the property owner responsible for any maintenance, repair of the proposed improvement. Staff recommends approval of the resolution and granting of the license agreement. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, do we have a motion for this ordinance, for the resolution?
Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion.
Trustee Patrick, we have a second.
I will second that
Trustee
motion.
Kumar? Any questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, Clerk Konecki.
Okay, trustee Silella,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Kozar,
Yes.
trustee Corkery,
Yes.
trustee Patrick,
Yes.
trustee Kumar,
Yes.
President Kazone.
Yes. Okay, that passes. And we move on to item 10B, resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a contract with Globe Construction, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, for construction of the 2021 sidewalk program in amount not to exceed $124,963.63, and waiving the requirement of open and competitive bidding. We have a motion for this resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Murphy. We have a second?
Mr. President, I'd like to make that second.
Trustee Patrick? Hey, do we have any questions or comments? Trustee Slal.
Globe sounds familiar. We've used them in the past.
Yes.
Several.
The last couple of years, we've used them, and
2018, Your Honor.
since 2018, according to the village manager, they've held their price pretty much since then?
Yes.
Okay, so they've held their price, which is really good, considering the.
We've
how
got a
concrete's
great,
going up.
we've got a good reputation
Yes.
with them. Okay,
They
that's
do
all
a
I
nice
got.
job. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornicki.
Okay, trustee Silella?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Item passes. Move on to 10C, resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving change order number 1 to the contract with United Enterprise LLC of Brookfield, Illinois, for construction of the Michigan Avenue Improvement Project, central to Kenilworth, for an addition in the amount of $402.84. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. The village has a contract with United Enterprise LLC of Brookfield, Illinois, in the amount of $1,328,629.90 for construction of the Michigan Avenue Improvement Project, which is central to Kenilworth. Proposed change order number 1 consists of the balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field to date. The net amount of proposed change order number 1 is an addition in the amount of $402.84 for an adjusted contract amount of $1,329,032.74. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Manager. Okay, do we have a motion for this resolution? Trustee Corkery?
I'll second that motion.
Second, Trustee Kumar. Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornicki.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Silella?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. That item passes. And we move to 10D, resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving change order number 1 to the contract with John Neary Construction Company, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, for construction of the Third Avenue Improvement Project, Holly to Division, for an addition in the amount of $54,297.75. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. A contract for the construction of the Third Avenue Improvement Project, which is Holly to Division, was approved by the Village Board on April 26, 2021. This project includes sewer separation, lining of the sanitary sewer, and the resurfacing of the roadway along with other associated work. During the installation of the storm sewer, additional pavement removal was needed due to poor soil conditions and the locations of existing utilities. This effectively left a minimal amount of existing concrete roadway base, and it was determined it would be beneficial to remove the remaining portion of the concrete roadway base and reconstruct the pavement. This change order is to modify the scope of the project to provide for the reconstruction of the roadway. The change order also reflects the elimination of the pay items that were associated with the resurfacing. The net amount of this change order is an increase of $54,297.75 to the contract, but the reconstruction will extend the life of the roadway. Staff recommends approval of this change order. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Manager. We have a motion for this? Trustee Silella? Trustee Patrick?
I'd like to make that second.
Okay, any questions or comments? Trustee Silella?
It just begs to ask, I'm sure I know the answer, but we did do boring samples, soil samples prior to.
Manager
This
Keener.
is something that just came in probably in between stations of boring that's unseen. Okay, that's all I got.
Manager
Thank you,
Keener,
Your
yeah.
Honor. And we do have a sizable contingency in this particular project. When it's not used, it'll bring that $54,000 down as well, when we balance the final quantities and the final change order.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know this happens periodically. I know that when they redid Adams from my
Yeah.
house, they had to do that.
I just kind of asked for the people at home.
Yeah.
I kind of knew the answer.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Hey, any other questions? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornicki.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Silella?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, with that, we will move on to public comments on non-agenda items. Clerk Konecki?
I have no one signed
No?
up.
Anyone on non-agenda items? Okay. Move to the village clerk's report. Clerk
Yes,
Konecki.
I have just 2 items, just a reminder to the residents that this is the last summer concert for the Kiwanis on Wednesday, the 28th at 6:30 PM. And we've had some really great turnouts, and it's been very nice evenings, so this is the last one. And also, the Senior Concerns Commission will be planning a senior fair, and this will be on September 9th, and will be held at the VFW. So more information will come out in the next couple weeks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move to village trustees report, and tonight we'll start on my left. Trustee Kumar.
Just a couple of comments. We had a very pleasant Economic Development Board meeting. I think we had a lot of interesting new ideas come out, and we are going to be visiting various businesses as a group and talking to them to find out their concerns and what they would like changed and what they would like to improve, or even have information about. Our plan is to open up to businesses to have a certain session so that businesses can come in and meet, and the village in some way can address their needs through a nice discussion. So we started off that process. And we started getting questions to the businesses, and you might see people coming up, and I asked the community to remember to shop local, visit your businesses, look at Yes Villa Park, sign in, please, just to stay in touch with our businesses. Now, that being said, the second comment I have is that the production of Macbeth is taking place on a Friday and Saturday of this week at the Ruggers Pavilion. It's at 7 o'clock. It's completely free. It's supported by lots of our local businesses, and I hope that you guys will make it out there. Bring your own sheet, pillow. A lot of you will see some familiar faces in this production, and I hope you make it out there.
Thank you. Trustee Corcoran.
We've already heard about Macbeth, so I'll keep it brief. But yeah, it's coming up this weekend. That was the big one. A lot of our local artists, have worked hard behind the stage and in front of it to bring it to life. I think it's a product we can all be really proud of, and I hope we'll see you there. I'll be wearing a kilt, so all part of the fun, So yeah, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock, the gazebo just off Ardmore and the Prairie Path. Support your local artists. Thank you.
Trustee Murphy.
Not much tonight. I'm going to step outside of Villa Park and just give a shout out to all our USA Olympic athletes and their families, friends, relatives. They deserve our support. It's lots of fun to watch, and it gives us something different to look at for a while. So everybody enjoy everything that's going on, and a big shout out to all the athletes and the work that they've done to get where they are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, move to our right. Trustee Kozart.
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Trustee Patrick.
Thank you. Just reminding everybody that the Villa Park Cable Commission is looking for new commissioners as well. A few more people to add to our ranks. If you are interested in video production, please contact me at trusteepatrick@invillapark.com or .org, I think it is.
No, it's .com.
It is .com.
Yeah.
Or
That's why you haven't been getting your emails.
or the village president. Yeah, right. And also, just to reiterate about Macbeth, how awesome is that? Shakespeare in the Park, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see that Friday and Saturday night. And we've got some members of our crew here in the play as well, and he's going to be wearing a kilt. I think that's pretty cool. But anyways, thank you to the staff for all of your hard work and everything else that you do for us here up on the board. Special thanks to our first responders, our fire department, and the police department as well. Thank you all, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Salala.
No report this evening.
Okay. Move on to the village president's report. I just had a couple things. We will hopefully have coffee with the board the first Saturday in August, August 7th. Hopefully we can get some people out here. We canceled last month because of the holiday. As we've mentioned before, Love Your Neighbor Day is coming up on September 18th. This is a great event for seniors or anyone that needs help doing minor landscaping work or indoor renovations, electrical, painting, things like that. It's put on the Christian Church of Villa Park. Their website is ccvponline.net, ccvponline.net. If you'd like to volunteer, you can do that online also. You can sign up for that, but if you know of anybody that needs some help, it's a great event. They get a good turnout for that. And it looks like COVID is starting to kind of rear its head again. I think Dupage County, we're doing okay. We've got a pretty decent vaccination rate out here, but I definitely encourage everyone who's not been vaccinated to go out and get one. Seems like it's safe. There are a few hiccups along the way, but it's for the 300 million shots they've given, they're very small. So definitely encourage people to get their vaccinations if they can, and hopefully we don't have to go back to masks and mandates and things like that. And finally, I just like to say I hope you got good legs, Jack. I'd like to see those. And, okay, we'll move to the village manager's report.
It's tough to follow, Your Honor. So, Your Honor and board and folks in the audience and at home, I'd like to introduce Suzanne McVeigh, which is our new assistant village manager. So, Suzanne, if you want to come to the podium. Say hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's only my first week. Well, last week was my first week, but I can already tell what a great staff and leadership team we have. So I'm very excited about the opportunity and very much appreciate being here. Good.
Oh, thank you. Well, welcome.
Thank
And
you.
good luck to you. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
In Your Honor, this evening, Director Scheibel would like to give the village an update on the monthly and year-to-date village revenue and expenditures.
Thank you, Village Manager. This is the summary of the general fund year-to-date revenues and expenditures as of June 30th, 2021. As of June 30th, 2021, the general fund year-to-date revenues are $12,097,314, which is an increase over June of 2020 year-to-date of $1,035,809. As of June 30th, 2021, the general fund year-to-date expenses are $10,392,577, which is a decrease under June of 2020 year-to-date of $385,822. As of June 30th, 2021, the general fund revenue year-to-date, general fund year-to-date revenues are over expenses by $1,704,738, which is an increase over June of 2020 by $1,421,631.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's going in good shape. You guys are doing a great job.
Hanging in there, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And so, just a couple more quick items, Your Honor. So for Kiwanis concert, July 28th is the last one. It's Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones. I'm not sure what that means. But Chief Rivas will keep them under control. And then the Cortezes' first concert is Thursday, August 5th, and that's Petty Cash, so it's a little John Petty, and then, or Johnny Cash, Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, there you go.
Yeah, I had it somewhere in there, Your Honor. Just want to let everyone know, and sometimes I bring this up, but our monthly recycling for June was 5,300 pounds, which is a little over 2 tons, so very, very good, Your Honor.
Good, thank you.
And then the last item is that there may need to be, well, there is a need to be a special board meeting on Wednesday, August 11th. And this is going to be due to the sale of bonds and closing on the purchase of the private property by Hawthorne Development. And so that would, again, would be Wednesday, August 11th. That would be a special meeting. And the only item on the agenda would be to take roll call and the motion to go into executive closed session because it's the sale of public property as well. And so, Your Honor, I'm not sure what time you'd like me to schedule that, 6:30, 7 o'clock, 5:30?
Yeah, I'd prefer a little bit early, 6 o'clock, if the board would, you have a consensus on that? 6 o'clock would work? Okay? That works, good. Okay. Then we'll shoot for 6 o'clock, Wednesday, August 11th.
Thank you, Your Honor, and with that, I
That's it.
pass.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Who's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, what are you drinking there?
It's
You
a
don't have to-
healthy
yeah,
drink, Your
okay,
Honor, it's
okay,
healthy.
That's good.
I'm trying to
Couldn't
change.
be quiet through the whole meeting.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's about it. Our next meeting will be actually Monday, August 9th at 7 o'clock up here. And like I said before, coffee with the board would be August 7th. 7th or
August 7th.
August?
Yes.
Yes, August 7th would be coffee with the board. And with that, take a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion.
Trustee Patrick? Second. Trustee Stalala, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. See you guys in a couple of weeks.